Number 18, the number of metric tons of fruits, nuts, and vegetables imported into the United States increased at a relatively constant rate. There's a key word, rate. That's going to be our slope. 437.5 thousand metric tons per year from 1990 to 2001. So the study began in 1990. In 2002, about 9,900.5 thousand metric tons of fruits, nuts, and vegetables were imported. What they did there is they hit a point for us. If the study began in 1990, 2002, that's like year 12. There were 9,900.5 thousand metric tons. We're supposed to write an equation that gives the number of thousands of metric tons. So if we know our slope is 437.5, we could start out like that, 437.5x. But what we don't know is the y-intercept. Well, we find that by plugging in a point we know has to make it true. So if we plug in 12 for x, we better get 9,900.5 for y. Let's go ahead and do that. And we're going to figure out how we have to adjust it with the y-intercept. We get 9,900.5 equals, if you take 437.5 and you multiply it by 12, you get 5250 right on the nose. See, those two things aren't equal. You have to figure out, what do I add to make them equal? So it's a one-step fencer. We'll subtract 5250 from both sides. And we get our y-intercept is 4,650.5. So then we can write our full equation. We have y equals the slope, which they told us was 437.5, times x, plus our y-intercept we just figured out was 4650.5. Okay, that's the first part. We wrote the equation. Now find the year in which the number of metric tons reached 8,000 metric tons. So we want to know, when do we hit 8,000? We don't plug in 8,000. We want to know, when do we hit 8,000? So we're going to substitute 8,000 for y, and then we're going to substitute, or we're going to solve this equation, 437.5x plus 4650.5. Of course, your first step would be to subtract 4650.5 from both sides, and you'd end up getting 3349.50 equals 437.5x. And of course, to get rid of that multiplication, you're going to divide by 437.5, and you end up getting x equals 7.656. It doesn't mean in the year 7 that there was 8,000 metric tons of fruits, nuts, and vegetables imported. Remember, x is the number of years since 1990. So 7 years since 1990, you're probably looking somewhere between 1997 and 1998. 8,000 metric tons of fruits, nuts, and vegetables were imported.